Hello everyone. Here is my first video and it's all about exhaust clamps, also known as couplers. What prompted me to post this video started with my self-installation of the boiler exhaust on my Lincoln Navigator. I did not like the clamps provided by Boiler and thus my search for the perfect clamps. Unfortunately, there aren't that many videos on exhaust clamps. Let me start by saying that there are two general types of exhaust pipe hookups. One is the butt joint, in which both ends of the pipe have the same outer diameter, and thus butting up against each other, and these require a butt joint clamp. Whereas in the lap joint exhaust pipe hookup, one end will be slightly smaller, so it can be inserted into the other end and thus overlapping. Although both ends will have the same size designations such as 2.5 inches, or 3 inches, or 4 inches, etc. The lap joint is sometimes known as a slip joint, a flare joint, a clip joint, or a joint with slotting, as is shown here in this example. The outer diameter of the pipe is generally the designated measurement for exhaust pipes. However, in the case of a lap joint, the larger or female end will have the diameter measured from the inner edge, also known as the inner diameter or the ID, of the pipe in order to fit over the other end, which will have the diameter measured from the outer edge or the OD. My exhaust setup includes both the butt joint and the lap joint. The butt joint part of the boiler exhaust uses the OEM factory butt clamps, which are already on the vehicle. Showing here is a factory clamp with the tongue and groove inner sleeve, which is patented with the patent number stamped on the nut bar, reading 6758501. It also has the name of the manufacturer stamped on here, which is Norma or the Norma Group. The size of the clamp in millimeter and the component number 96-0136. The head of the bolt is stamped SFT 10.9, which is a metric classification of automotive grade bolt of 10.9, which has a tensile strength of 150,000 psi. This factory clamp also has a patented holding clip with the patent number stamped on the clip itself. The function of this clip is to keep the clamp in place and not sliding, particularly during the installation of the pipe. With respect to aftermarket clamps, after extensive research, I only found one clamp that matches this original factory clamp. This clamp has the same exact patent number on the nut bar. It is stamped with the word coupler, size of 63.5 millimeter, and it has a unique trademarked symbol of the reaction block. This part of the clamp is the reaction block. The grading of 10.9 on the bolt, and the component number. The Norma Group also produces the AccuSeal clamp, one which can be seen here attached to an O exhaust tip from Porsche. Note the reaction block symbol, the grade on the bolt, and the component number. DuraSeal is also another brand produced by the Norma Group that can be seen here on this OEM narrowed band clamp on my Lincoln, also with the reaction block symbol over a slotted pipe end. So these band clamps are the same clamps that are supplied to automotive companies worldwide, since they all have the same patent number. The butt joint band clamp is sold under several companies, including Vibrant Performance, Scorelli Performance Parts, Walker Exhaust, and Dynomax, among others. However, the clamp with the inner sleeve will only fit over a butt joint. They do not make the clamp with the inner sleeve for a lap joint. I can use the narrow single bolt, such as this boiler clamp with its reaction block symbol, which is probably also supplied by the Norma Group. This clamp can only be placed on a slotted end of the pipe which will also clamp down on the inner male end of the pipe, like that seen on this exhaust tip. I personally feel that this may not provide the same holding strength as a double bolt clamp that goes over both ends. Thus, I'm now limited to the use of a lap joint clamp such as this Walker Mega Clamp. One side of the clamp is slightly larger than the other to accommodate the female end of the pipe, and note that there is no sleeve inside this clamp. Next, how can one tell whether the clamps are well made with quality materials? There are several different types of steel used to produce the clamps, the best being the stainless steel 304, followed by 409, 430, and aluminized steel, all striving to prevent rust and prolonging the life of the clamp. The best and most robust clamps are made right here in the USA. And you can tell by noting that these clamps generally have the patent number on the nut bar, or they are stamped with the name of the manufacturer, with the size in millimeters, or the component number listed, or the brands such as Duraseal or AccuSeal, or the trademark symbol of the reaction block, or the bolt having the automotive grade stamp, or any combination of what I just mentioned above. And finally, the words "Made in the USA" stamped on them, as you can see here on this clamp from Walker. Another way to tell requires that you hold the clamp in your hand and see that it is heavier and well made. There are a variety of poor quality clamps made from a foreign country where everything else is made, which are marketed under several brands including Evil Energy, Road Former, E-Speeder, or Total Flow, just to name a few. When you compare the clamps side by side, you can see the clear difference in quality and workmanship. Here I have a clamp from Road Former, supposedly made with stainless steel 304. There are no stamps or symbols of any kind on this clamp. The band itself is very light and very thin compared to all the other clamps. The reaction block is made of aluminum and not steel, and has sharp, jagged edges made from a poorly formed mold. The bolt is made of cheap steel with no grading stamp. Compare that to the smooth, solid steel reaction blocks from the US-made clamps, or the steel nut block from the Walker clamp. The US-made clamps are slightly more expensive, of course, but you get what you pay for. If you don't care much about the longevity of the exhaust system, then I suppose any clamp will do. That's all I have to say about this. Thanks for watching, and I hope you find the information useful.